The dim hum of the city murmured in the background as Alex Carter leaned in, his sharp blue suit contrasting against the flickering neon glow of the downtown cafe. His slicked-back hair gleamed under the overhead lights, and his bold purple tie added a touch of defiance to his otherwise calculated appearance. Across from him, an elderly woman sat upright, her eyes piercing and alive with urgency. Her hair, a striking mix of white and black, framed her face like a storm brewing on the horizon. She was wrapped in a vibrant orange cardigan, a stark contrast to the cold, metallic tones of the world around her. The cafe was nearly empty, save for a barista wiping down the counter and a lone man reading in the corner. The hum of espresso machines and the occasional clink of ceramic cups set the backdrop for their conversation, but Alex barely noticed any of it. His focus was solely on the woman before him. "Listen to me carefully," she whispered, her voice sharp yet fragile, like cracked glass. "I don't have much time, and neither do you." Alex frowned. He had been expecting an unusual meeting, but this was something else. "You were told to meet me," she continued, her fingers gripping the edge of the table, "but I doubt they told you why." Alex hesitated. He had received a cryptic message that morning, a private email with no sender, no subject line, just a single sentence. "Meet her at p.m. The truth will change everything." He had nearly ignored it. As the youngest rising star at Delacroix and Baxter Financial, he had no time for games. But something about it, perhaps the challenge, the unknown, had drawn him in. Now, as he sat across from the woman, he felt a chill creep down his spine. "Who are you?" he asked, keeping his voice steady. The woman smiled faintly, though her eyes remained sharp. "You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try me." She leaned in, the scent of lavender and old books lingering around her. "Alex, everything you think you know about your past, it's a lie." Alex felt his pulse quicken. "What the hell does that mean?" "It means," she said, glancing over her shoulder as if someone were watching, "that the people you trust most have been keeping secrets from you. Your entire life has been orchestrated, controlled. And if you don't wake up now, you'll never know the truth." Alex's fingers curled into fists beneath the table. He wasn't a man easily rattled, but there was something in her voice, something chilling. "You're insane," he muttered. "Why should I believe anything you say?" The woman reached into her cardigan and pulled out a folded, yellowed piece of paper. With slow, deliberate movements, she slid it across the table. "Read it." Alex hesitated before unfolding it. The handwriting was elegant but faded. As his eyes scanned the words, his breath caught in his throat. "Dearest Alex, if you're reading this, it means you've begun to uncover the truth. We tried to protect you, but we knew this day would come. The answers you seek are hidden where it all began." The note wasn't signed, but the handwriting, it was familiar, hauntingly familiar. His mother's. Alex's vision blurred for a moment, his grip tightening on the paper. His mother had died when he was 9. A car accident, or at least, that's what he had been told. He looked up at the woman. "Where did you get this?" "I was there," she said simply. His stomach clenched. "There where?" "The night your mother disappeared." Alex felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. "She didn't die in an accident." The woman shook her head slowly. "No, Alex, she was taken." A long silence stretched between them. Outside, a car horn blared, distant and disconnected from the storm raging inside him. "By who?" His voice was barely a whisper. The woman exhaled, her hands trembling slightly. "By the same people who have been watching you your entire life. The same people who sent you that message today." Alex's mind raced. He had always felt like there were gaps in his past, shadows where there should have been light. His father had never spoken much about his mother's death, always brushing it aside, drowning in work, keeping Alex focused on the future rather than the past. But now it felt like the past was clawing its way back. The woman hesitated. "They go by many names, but to your mother, they were simply the Order." Alex frowned. "The Order? What the hell is that?" "A group that has existed for centuries," she said, lowering her voice, "influencing governments, economies, even the very fabric of history. And your mother, she knew something they wanted to keep buried. She tried to run, to protect you, but she couldn't outrun them forever." Alex's pulse pounded in his ears. "And my father?" The woman's expression darkened. He knew, maybe not everything, but enough. Enough to keep you in the dark, to keep you safe. A sudden realization struck him. Then why tell me now? If they've been keeping this secret all my life, why break that silence now? The woman looked at him with something almost like sorrow. Because the game has changed, Alex. They know you're close to finding out the truth, and they won't let that happen. A shiver ran down his spine. What do they want? He asked. The woman reached into her pocket and placed a small, metallic key on the table. It was old, its surface worn smooth from years of handling. They want what your mother left behind, she said. And so do you. Alex stared at the key. What does it open? The woman gave him a knowing look. The past. Before he could ask another question, she stood up, wrapping her cardigan tightly around herself. Be careful, Alex. The truth is dangerous. And once you start down this path, there's no turning back. And with that, she turned and walked out into the night, leaving Alex alone with nothing but a key, a letter, and a lifetime of lies unraveling before him.